Good evening, everyone. We are back with Grooming with Samara. And so I wanted to show you guys today how to shave your dog's paw pads if you have your dog in your bathroom. This is Phoebe. She is my 4-year-old Great Pyrenees, and she's going to be our model for today. We are going to be discussing 40 blade, 10 blade, and 30 blade, what those each look like, and what is the best blade for you to use at home. If this is your first time attempting to shave your dog's paw pads, I'm going to suggest the 10 blade. This is the Andis 10 blade. And you're going to put it on your clippers. Your clippers must be on. And you're going to snap it on. And these clippers are the 5 speeds. I do have the links in my description, and so I am an Amazon affiliate, but I am going to recommend products that I use personally and that I love. So to get started, we're going to take your dog's foot and you're going to turn it upside down so it looks like this, and you're going to take your clippers and you're just going to scoop, okay? And you're going to just shave the hair on top of the pads. You don't want to dig at their pads. You just want to glide your clippers over their paw pad. And I'm going to leave a little bit of hair just so that you can see what it looks like when I do a shorter blade. So in dog grooming, the bigger the number, the shorter the blade, the shorter the length. Okay, so Phoebe's just adjusting herself. I'm going to adjust myself accordingly. Phoebe does this for me all the time, but we are on the slick bathroom floor, and so she's been sliding around. I grew out her paw hair just to show you guys this. And just like that, you're done, okay? So this would be the 10 blade. Okay, we're gonna go over it with a 30 and a 40 blade, just so that you could see the difference. Your 30 blade is going to be also by Andis. This blade is what you would also use to do a guard cut. If you ever were gonna do like a guard haircut, you would have to have like guard combs, but you could put the 30 blade also underneath your combs, and you can see how much hair is coming off with just the 30 blade. Then I'm going over the areas that I already groomed with my 10 blade. I'm just going over that with my 30 blade, and you can see it is a lot closer. Okay, lastly, we're going to look at our 40. So the 40 blade is the shortest blade. This is also by Andis. And this blade is typically what veterinarians will use when they are doing like a surgical site and they're wanting to get as much hair as possible removed. So again, you're just going to support their foot. You're going to glide your blade. You can see the teeth are a lot closer on the 40 blade. And so you're able to get a lot more hair than what you were able to on your previous blades. So just in comparison, this is your 40 blade. The teeth are very, very close. This is your 30 blade. Teeth are a little bit wider. And this is your 10 blade. And teeth are the widest there. So the reason why I suggested the 10 blade as the blade that you would probably want to start off with, the 10 blade is also going to be the blade that you're going to use for your sanitary trims, as well as the safest blade length to use to shave any mats. You could use like a 30 blade to do clean feet, or if the mat was really extensive, you could use the 30 blade to get under that mat. It's not a blade that you want to use all over the dog's body. For the 40, when you're more experienced, you could also use that to do clean feet. If you've ever seen poodles and they have the really short feet, the hair on their feet is very short, that would be what you would use for that. So for the purpose of this video, we are going to go over the paw pad shavings on the hair of their feet. And so I'm going to show you now how to do Phoebe's back feet. So Phoebe is a Great Pyrenees. She's considered one of the giant breeds. So I'm just gonna reposition her. And this, if you have a horse, I'm using my 10 blade again. You're just gonna lift up her leg. You're not gonna like raise it super high. You're just gonna raise it a little bit. You're gonna turn your clippers on. With my left hand, I'm supporting her paw, and my elbow is on my knee or on my thigh to kind of give her some sort of balance so that her leg is not just dangling in the air. It's okay that she's moving her leg around or like kicking. Sometimes this tickles them, and sometimes it's just a reflex that they have when their leg is up. But you can hold her leg steady. She's putting her weight against my body, and you're just holding her steady. And again, we did get quite a bit of hair off with the 10 blade. I'm going to show you one more time from a different position, changing to a 30 and then a 40 blade. So again, I'm going to hold her foot. I'm going to spread it just a little bit to get the hair at the base. Going around her digits. There we go. Clean little paw. Lastly, with the 40, this is just to show you the comparison again from a different angle. Alrighty, and then let's go over real quick how to trim the hair on her back legs or her back feet, just as we did on the front yesterday to get rid of that Grinch feet. So I'm using my Miracle Coat brush to get up the hair that's on her hocks, and I'm going to take my curved kimchi shears, and I'm just going to very neatly trim that hair. We're gonna check. You always want to check with your slicker brush just to make sure you don't have any stragglers. Okay, good girl, Phoebe. I'm going to turn Phoebe around slightly, applying pressure at her hip. Dogs have pressure points just like people, and a lot of times if you just apply a little bit of pressure, you can get them to move around. Okay, you're okay, girl. This is a little bit awkward because we are in our bathroom. There's not as much space as what we normally have when we do this. Come on, girl. There we go. You're okay. There we go. We have a little bit more space. All right, I'm gonna ask my cameraman, which is my husband, to come up around here so we have a better angle as I'm doing this. Okay. All right, Phoebe's a lot more comfortable, you can see. So I'm going to position her foot on my arm, and I'm just going to scissor the hair. Good girl. You're okay, girl. You're fine. And you would not want to lift her leg up higher than where I had it. It would be considered unnatural. So let me just show you, for example. So you want to bend her leg. You don't want to like extend it further away, like all the way up here. That would be unnatural. So you want to keep her hips kind of like parallel to what she already has, and just keep it that same curvature. So that's why I had her leg just kind of resting on my arm. That's fine. If she wants to put her foot down, that's totally fine. And I do love that she's not standing like perfectly still, because that kind of gives you a reference as to what it might be like when you do it on your dog. I am going to get the hair on her little dew claw. And so I'm just going to pull that forward. I'm holding her nail, and I'm getting that hair. I'm going to trim her nails on her back foot, just so that you can see on a back foot. We didn't discuss that yesterday. And then you would have seen the hair trimmed on a back foot, paw pad shaved, and then also trimming of the nail. Okay, so we're going to take our clippers. These are the Miller's Forge clippers, and we're just trimming the tips. Phoebe grinds her nails down pretty naturally on the concrete, so I don't have to trim too much off. And this is the dew claw. Not every dog has a dew claw. Sometimes they'll have it removed when they're puppies, and then sometimes they're just not born with them. But Great Pyrenees are born with dew claws, and you can see pretty clearly the pink center, pink dot is her quick. One last time, we're going to use the Dremel to just go over those nails. We're just bumping them, smoothing out that nail. Phoebe, of course, wants to see what's going on. You're okay, girl. And we're gonna get our dew claw. Dew claw is nice and rounded. It's away from her pad. I'm going to show you one last thing. I'm going to flip her around again. Come on, girl. There we go. All right. Might be a little bit easier for me to show you on this side, just for the space and time. When you are fluffing up the hair and you're trimming, you're going to also want to pull the hair up in between her little digits, the space, and make sure you get the excess. So I did see some hair on her back paw that I'm going to have to do that with, but just for the angle of myself, my cameraman, which is my husband, and Phoebe, I'm going to do that off camera and just show you here on this foot with this angle how to do that. And just quick and easy, that's how you would trim it. And then again, yesterday we showed you how to trim those nails and Dremel them. So Phoebe is all tuckered out for tonight. She is like, I've had enough. She's being a lovely little host. So she's gonna get rewarded with some blue bones. These are her favorite bones. And I love that they're small in size, so she could have a couple of them and I not have to be too concerned about it being too much or too high calorie intake for her. But look forward for our next video. We will be going on to how to clean your dog's ears and how to brush their teeth. And then I will be also showing you how to trim their haunches, okay? So I look forward to spending time with you guys next time. Thank you, as always, for watching our video. Like, subscribe, and follow. Share our video, and leave us some comments on what you would like to see personally, a tutorial on what to do for trimming your dog at home. Thank you again. Have a great night.